Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Kathleen Bungcasan, and I am going to present to you Competency-Based Language Teaching US. Let me present to you the background on CBE and CBLT. CBE, or Competency-Based Education, emerged in the United States in the 1970s. It focuses on the outcomes or outputs of learning in the development of language programs, while competency-based language teaching or CBLT is an application of the principle of competency-based education or CBE to language teaching. In competency-based language teaching, there are proponents. 1. Competency-based education or CBE by Schenck in 1978. CBE emerged in the United States in the 1970s and refers to an educational movement that advocates defining educational goals in the terms of precise, measurable descriptions of the knowledge, skills, and behaviors students should possess at the end of a course of a study. Second proponent is the Competency-Based Language Teaching, or CBLT, by Auerbach in 1986. Since the 1990s, CBLT has been seen as a state-of-the-art approach to adult ESL, so that any refugee in the United States who wished to receive federal assistance had to attend a competency-based program, in which they learned a set of language skills that are necessary for individuals to function proficiently in the society in which they live. In the approach of theory of language and learning, CBLT most often been used as a framework for language learning in situations where learners have specific goals and are in particular rules and where the language skills they can be fairly accurately predicted or determined. It shares the behaviorist views of learning, the notion that language from can be inferred from language function that a certain life encounters call for certain kinds of language. Central to both language and learning theory is the view that language can be functionally analyzed into appropriate parts and subparts can be taught and tested incrementally. CBLT, competency-based language teaching, is also built around the notion of communicative competence and seeks to develop functional communication skills in learners. Learning activities are the following: task performance, safety, general work-related, work schedules, timesheets, paychecks, job application, job interview. Arbach in 1986 has 8 key essential features for competency-based language teaching. 1. Focus on successful functioning in society. 2. Focus on life skills. 3. Task or performance-centered orientation. 4. Modularized instruction. 5. Outcomes that are made explicit a prior. 6. Continuous and ongoing assessment. 7. Demonstrated mastery or performance objectives. 8. Individualized student-centered instructions. Advantages of competencies approach from the learner's point of view. The competencies are specific and practical. The learners can judge whether the competencies seem relevant and useful. The competencies that will be taught and tested are specific and public. Fourth, competencies can be mastered one at a time. Teacher's role. The teacher has to provide positive and constructive feedback in order to help the students to improve their skills. She or he needs to be aware of the learner's needs so that everybody feels welcome in class. 2. The teacher has to give clear orders and explanations to make sure every student understands the task they are going to deal with. 3. The teacher does not push the students because the instructions are not time-based. Instead, the student's progress is more important. 4th, the teacher has to select learning activities and to design a syllabus according to the competency the students are going to acquire. Learner's rule. Number 1, learners has to decide whether the competencies are useful and relevant for him or her. 2. Students are expected to perform the skills learned. Third, For every learner, it is vital that every competency is mastered one at a time because this makes sure that the learners know what they have already learned and what the next steps will look like. Fourth, the students have to stay in the actual program until they improve after they master their skills. They move into a more proficient group of students. In my next slide, let me present to you a short overview about competency-based language teaching in US.
In America today, more people than ever need higher education. Yet far too many don't pursue or earn degrees, often because traditional classroom-based programs don't fit their lives. In response, a growing number of colleges and universities are offering another option: competency-based education. Each program is unique, offering creative, state-of-the-art learning opportunities to fit the needs of many students who might not otherwise pursue education. Programs accomplish this by transparently communicating the learning objectives students must achieve to earn degrees and other credentials, by enabling students with existing knowledge and skills to personalize their educations and accelerate progress towards completion, by using technology that enables students to learn anytime, anywhere, at prices they can afford, and by integrating support from faculty, mentors, and coaches that can build confidence needed for success, aimed at creating fair and just educational results. While no single option is right for all students, these programs offer relevant and verifiable skills for greater success in work and life. The Competency-Based Education Network is helping colleges and universities create programs that engage students who otherwise might not be reached. Learn what's happening and what's possible at cbenetwork.org.
To conclude, CBLT is seen as prescriptivism for it prepares students to fit into the status quo and maintain class relationships. In addition, teaching typically focuses on behavior and performance rather than on the development of thinking skills. That's the end of my report. Thank you for watching and listening. God bless.